What up, ladies and gents? It is Wednesday.
That day.
Dude, it is that day. It is hump day. And today we're going to talk a little bit about how to create video clips with Adobe Premiere Pro. Here we go.
Shut up and sit down.
The Business Bros podcast was created for you. Learn from the business professionals who come to share their stories. Find out what's working in business and social media, what's hot and what's not, straight from the mouths of successful entrepreneurs out there doing the real work. And now, welcome to another episode of
Business
Bros. Dude. All right, first, before we get into the whole creating a clip and stuff, dude, big shout out to you today, running the Polyam podcast. And dude, I saw the schedule. You were on 3 shows. You had 3 shows today.
I had 3 shows today, and they were all excellent. Learned a lot from all 3 of these incredible guests. Had a great time just, chit-chatting and getting to know this thing. And yeah, I'm a little bit of a podcast maniac right now.
So, ladies and gents, this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this particular episode on, how do we create our content clips? It's because that's the question we get asked all the time. Like, people ask that, like, how do you do that clip? How do you add those
Skills I have acquired over a very long career.
Well, at least almost 3 years. July's gonna be 3 years, dude. Almost 3 years.
Craziness.
So
I love it.
A little bit of background story. We started podcasting in July 13th of 2018. And it started off as audio only. And it's not that I didn't have any editing skills. I mean, really, I didn't have very many editing skills. But video editing took so long to do. And so we kind of slowly moved into using Sling Studio, which kind of allowed us to add things like lower thirds. By the way, lower thirds are things like this, where you have that little thing pop out at the bottom. So we were able to do stuff like that. We were able to add our names and maybe like a little logo in the corner, and we got a little bit of video going, and it was cool. And then we started doing StreamYard when COVID hit, and that changed the game on how we do our show going forward. I don't think we'll ever go back because of the way we do things now.
Yep.
But for example, James did 3 episodes today. He just launched the Practicing Polyam podcast recently. I mean, you're like less than 25 episodes so far, right?
Yep. Today was episodes 21, 22, and 23.
So, and here's the thing. Most people, right, what happens is you start creating your podcast and you get into a groove. So you get into a groove of creating your content. You get into a groove of how you're going to ask questions. And so that part of creating the podcast starts to go almost into autopilot, right? Now you're kind of starting to perfect your skills here. You're thinking about what questions you want to ask. Maybe you start thinking about where you want to put your intro, where you want to put your outro. You start thinking about these things. But then the other part is, how are you getting your message out, right? How are you getting your podcast audience to see more of your stuff? Because not everybody's going to listen to your 30-minute show or an hour show or however long you have it. So how do you get that message out? And this is where you take your long form piece of content and you can break it up into smaller pieces. So James, tell me your experience so far with creating content pieces for Instagram, because you're not utilizing any of the tools that I've been using for Business Bros. You're not utilizing our staff yet, and none of that stuff. You're doing it all solo. So what's it been like?
I mean, I am, but that's why I'm not. So to answer your question, I really haven't been creating a whole ton of content. It's really been, let me take this thumbnail from the YouTube video and I'm going to post that with a little blurb. Like, that's been my content. And I think, well, I don't know if this is where you're going, but I think this is kind of what people tend to do if they don't have the tools that we're going to talk about today. So just yesterday was when I asked you, hey, what's that thing that you use to cut out all those clips? And so you started showing me, and then this is like the other part of it. So
yeah, this is the other piece of it. So what I'm going to go through today, and a little bit of heads up here. I am not an Adobe Premiere Pro expert. Okay, so this is why I ended up hiring a team to be able to do stuff like this. But I had to learn the program so I can understand what the heck I'm talking about. right? You have to be able to do some stuff. Look, if you have the bankroll to hire a team and get that stuff off and rolling, then by all means, go do that. You're going to save yourself a lot of time if you have the money to do that. But if you're like most people who are starting their podcast, you have to do things on your own. And so how do you get that done? What are you going to use? There are a number of different softwares that you can use out there. I started off using Wondershare, which is a video editing platform by Filmora. And the reason why I used it is because it was a flat fee. It was like $69, I think. And that's it. I didn't have to pay a monthly. With Adobe Premiere Pro, as a teacher, I get a discount. So I think I pay like $20 a month for my Adobe Premiere, actually the whole Adobe suite. So I've been using Adobe Premiere Pro to create my clips. And so I'm going to walk you through that stuff, but I just wanted to let you guys know ahead of time, you might ask some detailed questions, or there might be a better way. And I'm all for learning better ways. By all means, send me those. But as far as, my technical skills in this stuff, I mean, it's very limited, but based on what I've been able to do with my limited knowledge, I think it's enough for me to show you how to do stuff so that you can create some cool little clips for your stuff as well.
Yeah.
So you can post it on social media, so you can post it on, like your Instagrams or whatever. So I'm going to share my screen here. Here we go. And we're going to create a content piece together. So let's do that. All right.
All
so
right.
Here's my
I'm
entire
excited.
screen. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So
and
here's
you
the
get to
entire
see
screen.
how we do some fun stuff too.
All right. Okay. So first and foremost, this is Adobe Premiere Pro. This little panel on the left-hand side, this is where I can upload any different type of project that I'm looking for, all the little project pieces. So right now I have this episode uploaded, and what happens when I double click this episode, of course, it'll populate up here. And what it is, and of course it's not there. Right. Well, nothing like pressure at the very end. That's okay. So what we'll do is I'll show you how to upload it. So all we do is I head over here. I go to my Business Bros episodes here, and I pick one. So let's use the one we did yesterday. So this is this is the video file that I used from yesterday's show. So all I got to do is double click it, and it'll open it up. It will open it up. There you go. And so all I got to do is hit the play button. Yeah. Play. I said play.
Play the movie. Yeah, play.
Well, this is live. There it goes.
There it is.
All right. So now it's up here in this little project window right here. So what happens is I can watch the entire episode, or I can grab the little cursor, kind of move it around to wherever I want to go. Right. And there are a couple of little keystrokes that I learned that kind of help me out here. So once I get to a point where maybe I want a clip that I'm talking, or I want a clip where the guest is talking, then all I got to do is hit the I on my keyboard and notice that the little panel opens up. And then I can just hit the play button, and I can listen for a particular clip, however long that I want the clip to be. And when and as I'm listening to the show, or as I'm listening to the episode, I'm like, okay, that's the end point that I want. And I can hit the O button, and now I have this clip, right? So as you can see, there's a small clip in this panel right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it over to my timeline down here. Now I have two options.
Again. What were those letters? OH?
I and O.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, you and Buckeyes. What a dork. I love it. All right. Buckeyes. All right. So anyways, I and O are the keys, right? Now you know, right? Now that was good though, by the way. Now everybody remembers I and O. So in and out, by the way, it's in clip, out clip. So all right, so now I got this clip. I got two options to bring it to my timeline. I can just hold my button, the button on the mouse, and drag the entire thing, and it'll bring me the whole video and audio. I'm gonna keep the existing sequence, no problem. So it'll bring me let me drop this down a little bit. So I'm all the way at the bottom here, and all the way at the top right here. All right, I can move this up just so we can see the entire panel here. All right, so as you can see, I have both a video version and an audio version. The audio waves are there. If I wanted only the audio, I can, down here right under the picture, there's this little audio button. I can drag that over, and that'll bring me over just the audio piece instead of the video. But in this case, I want the full video and audio. So I can look in my timeline, and now I have this clip here. Right. And so you notice on the right hand side, this is what the final product's going to look like. But as you can see, the picture is kind of cut off. You see my name's cut off on there, right? The name's cut off. It's edged out. So what you got to do is you got to kind of go to double click on that video in the timeline, and then go to the effects controller. And here I got the ability to move this picture left and right. I got the ability to move this picture up and down. I'm going to reset that. And I got the ability to scale it down. So I already know that for me, 85% of the actual picture will fit into this square box, right? And this square box is a 1080 by 1080. This is perfect for your Instagram posts. This is perfect for your Facebook posts. So this is where we do a 1080 by 1080. What I do usually is I have another panel here, and notice that this one is vertical. This vertical is for your IGTVs or your Instagram stories. So this is a 1080 by 1920. So this is the vertical. So right now we're just going to go back to the one we're creating over here. And now you see that the picture fits, right? So I can play the video clip. And I can hear what's going on with it. So what I do at this point is I actually export at this point right now, because I'm going to do two things. Because here's the bottom line. So I'm going to export this clip. I'm going to throw it into my downloads just so I have them right now. So there you go. I'm just going to call it party clip. Yeah, go ahead, replace that party clips, no problem. And then I'm going to export. And the reason why I'm going to export, first of all, it's only going to take a few seconds. But what I need to open up as well is I'm going to open up my Descript program. All right. So
we've been talking about this.
Descript is amazing. So what Descript is going to do is when I finish exporting this video program, right? So now I'm going to have the video clip while I continue to work on my video. So I'm going to add the headline up top. I'm going to add my logos. I'm going to add the intro. Maybe I'm going to add a call to action, all those things. And I'm going to show you how to do that. But while that's getting done, I'm going to head over to Descript over here, and I'm going to open a new composition. I'm going to go ahead and select the file that I want, which is in my downloads. It's that party clip episode. And then I'm going to have it transcribed. So go ahead and transcribe it. And so now it's going to be doing the transcription so that I can have subtitles set up for Adobe Premiere Pro. So when that's done, it'll be done in a few minutes, and I can go back and check that. But in the meantime, I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to upload whatever I want here. So I've already done it for this particular video clip. But again, just like I uploaded the video file, you're going to upload any pictures you want. So I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to drag him over here. And I'm going to take this little character and I'm going to adjust him where I want. So notice he's a big guy right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink him first of all. So I go ahead and double click him. I go to his effects controller and I can shrink him as well. I can move him around. Another thing you can do is go ahead and double click the picture itself, and the little icon will pop out, and you can shrink him and place him wherever you want. So I'm going to place him right here. I'm going to put him right here. I'm going to shrink him a little bit, just so he can be pointing at whatever I'm going to caption over here. So there he is. And if you notice right now, his feet are standing over the picture. And that's because that layer is on top of the video layer down here in the timeline. So what I can do is I can lift that video layer up, that picture layer up. I can lift that video layer up and then put the image layer under the video layer. And now you'll notice that in the video clip, it's changed the position of the two images there. All right, so now that guy's pointing at something. So let's put some wording there. All right, so all I got to do is grab my little T wording here, and I'm going to click on this box right here, and I'm just going to add my words. I'm going to say the best headline. All right, so that's, if I click the little arrow here, now I can kind of grab that, and if I want to make it bigger, I can. If I want to shrink it, I can. If I want to add another line, I can. And so there we go. There's my best headline, right? And let's say maybe I wanted to highlight best, for example. So I want to change the color of best. So all I got to do is come to the left-hand side under this text field. And under this text field, I can do a number of different things. I can change the font if I wanted to. You can change the position. I'm going to change the fill color. So I go to the color here. Maybe I want it to be red. I want to really point out best. All right. And so when I do that, best. And now it's there. So there's your best headline with the B in a different color. You can change the font if you like. What else? Now that I have completed that, I got to make sure that it goes to the entire length of my video here. So I make sure on my timeline that shows up for the whole thing. And let's say I wanted to add my call to action, for example. So my call to action over here, I have it sitting here as a little video clip, and I'm going to add it at the very end of our clip here. So I can go ahead and do that and make sure I extend my titles to come across. And if you're noticing that video clip at the end, it's going to be too big. Look at how big it is on the as it shows up on the video clip, right? So I got to make sure I go into that particular video and adjust its volume 2. And I know this is going to be, I think it's 57% is the actual amount. Yep, 57%. And now it's the same size as everything else. So I can make sure that it goes from screen to screen and the size of the picture doesn't change. And it's still, I can still see my character. I can still see my headline, and I'm good to go. So now the only thing I'm missing is really subtitles. However, I like to add in our Business Bros logo, of course. So I'll take this guy and I'll drop him in the timeline as well. And we'll move him out here. And notice the Business Bros is so big again. So I'm going to shrink him down and move him. So let's shrink him down a little bit. We'll move him down here. And now that gives me a little more leeway as to what I'm going to put in, where I'm going to put the subtitles at. So there we go. Let's make them just a little bit smaller. So that's how I make my stuff. And now I got room over here on the left-hand side for my subtitles. Now, for subtitles, by the way, James, stop me if you have any questions.
Nope. Just enjoying this whole show. What's crazy about it is I have right now at the bottom of the screen our banner that says "Get your content done," podcast mentorship, testimonials, and more. Because this is all the work that we have done over the course of these past 3 years to develop the show that we have, and you have really taken charge of it a lot, and all these things that you've learned, all this stuff that you're doing, like this is the stuff that we are doing for other people. This is the creating your content. Like you can watch this video and learn to do it yourself, or we can do it for you.
Or we can get it done for you. And we create content pieces like this for you for the entire month, by the way. So if you get our monthly package for your content pieces, you're going to get 10 video clips, you're going to get 10 audiograms, and you're going to get 10 quote cards. And so right now I'm just showing you how to do the video clips, right? So basically what I do is I'm going to sit down with you. I'm going to do a 30-minute interview, and then I'm going to chop it up into these small pieces and create the content. Now, all the branding changes right now. Right now it says Business Bros on the corner, and we have the Business Bros logo because that's a video clip, and the little Business Bros UE up here, right? But when we create content for you, it's completely branded with your stuff. So that's the big difference. Color scheme and everything. All right, so captions, right? So now we got subtitles, because let's face it, unless you're watching TikToks, most of you are watching your Instagram feed in mute. So you're not really looking at any particular, or you're not listening to any particular video. You're reading the captions. And if the captions catch your attention, if the subtitles capture your attention, then maybe you're going to listen to the whole thing. So make sure you put subtitles. Now, the cool thing that I learned with Descript, and the reason why I ended up getting Descript, was it's going to be super easy. So first of all, I adjusted ahead of time my import settings. So most all this stuff stays the same. What I changed was how many characters per column and per row. I selected my font, the size that I wanted, the color of the background, the color of the font itself, and that was about it. So I adjusted basically this bottom part, the style that I want my stuff to come in. And once I have it set, this is how quick and easy it's going to be. So I'm going to go to my download folder here, right? And there's the party clip. Oh, sorry, I have to actually get the Descript. So we go to Descript, and as you can see, it's already been transcribed. So I'm gonna just hit the play button. And it's super easy. Let's say, for example, that, let's see, I want to get rid of this. I could literally go to this, right? And you can highlight it, and it's going to come over. It's going to say, do you want to dub over it and change the word? Or do you want to correct it? Right? So you know what? I just want to correct it. And so here we go. I'm going to hit the E button, right? I just want to correct it. And then I can change the word if I wanted to, right? No problem. So, yep. Correct it, and I just wanted to say okay, right? There you go. I actually said okay, I didn't say and there we go. So you can do any types of corrections that you want. There's all kinds of cool stuff. You can spend some time in Descript, and there's easy ways for you to go ahead and it will auto look up every so there's another right there, and there's another right there. It'll auto look it up, and with one click you can get rid of them. So there's all kinds of cool stuff. So anyways, let's assume that this
click you can get rid of them.
So at this point, you can go ahead and export stuff. So I'm going to go up here, file, and I'm going to export. And this is the cool thing. I'm going to show you the project access export. So you have a bunch of different options here. You can export directly to YouTube. You can export as an audiogram. You can export as a text file for you if you want to do blog posting. You can export as subtitles. All these different ways that you can do it. You can even export it directly to Adobe Premiere Pro, which I'm noticing right now for the first time, which I didn't know this existed. This is the way. This is cool. I'm going to look into that. Yeah, it's probably an even easier step now. But normally what I would do is I would take this subtitle piece, and here's the subtitle, and I would go ahead and export the SRT file, name it the same thing. And this is the reason why I made it so easy for me. So now I'm going to go back to my Adobe Premiere. I'm going to open up my download file. There's the file. And literally I'm going to drag it into my timeline. And there it is. So as you can see, there's the font, there's the subtitle down here, and maybe I don't want it to be at this point right here. I want to change the position. So go ahead and select the subtitles. You can go to the effects controller and you can move it around left and right just like you could any other image. You can lift it up if you want. You can make the size bigger if you want. It's completely up to you. So go ahead and play with the position and the size.
Can you drag it like you were doing the other ones?
Yeah, you can go ahead and click on it and move it around. You can do whatever. You can mess with it in all kinds of different ways. And now this is our piece, right? So this is the piece de résistance, right? So we're pretty much set. Now as you can see, you hit play, and there it is. There's the subtitles, there's the video clip, there's your branding, and then that's it. All we got to do now is go ahead and export this video, export it and save it. And now you're good to go. Now you have this square piece of content, square piece of video content for all your content creation needs. Nothing to it but to do it, ladies and gentlemen. So that's Adobe Premiere Pro. And like I said, there's a bunch of different video programs and video editing programs out there, but they all pretty much run the same way. Now, some of them will have limitations. Some of them will not going to be, dude, Premiere Rush has been our jam. That's right. So, there's all kinds of different programs that you can use. I just had to dig deep and learn how to use Adobe Premiere, and that's it. And it was recommended to me by somebody else. And there's a bunch of YouTube videos out there that you can go in and do. Posh, right? This is exactly how we did Posh's content as well. By the way, Bonnie, your content is done. So I'm going to be sending you an email here today for the month of April. So again, so she's got 10 video clips that we created from an interview that we had with her, which is just her own branded stuff, 10 audiograms that she's getting, and 10 quote cards, all branded with her own stuff. So you check out @PoshNotions on Twitter and Instagram and all those different places, so you can see some of that stuff, or Robert Whitekelt, or a couple other different clients that we have. So get out there if you guys need help creating content. Like, I hope today's show was informational, right? I hope you guys learned that it's not really that difficult. Yes, there is a learning curve. And yes, it takes time, right? Because now I just picked any random clip. I didn't actually take the time, because we were on the show, to sit down and say, okay, what is a good clip, right? And so, all that takes extra effort for you to do, but now you know how to do it. So you have a choice again, right? You have a choice. You can now do it yourself, or you can go to businessbros.biz and we can help you do testimonials. We can help you do your content for the month. We can help you set up your own podcast. So get your guys' stuff squared away. Look, here's the ultimate bottom line, right? You're invisible right now. There's only a few small people that see you on a regular basis. It's just how it is. And it's usually our closest friends and our family, right? If you want to grow business, if you want to become a brand that is recognized, if you want, when other people have a problem, to remember you as the solution to the problem, you need to have content. You need to show up where they're looking, and they're looking on their social media feeds. They're looking on their YouTube channels. They're looking on Pinterest. They're looking on Instagram. They're looking on YouTube. They're looking on all those sorts of things. Oh yeah, testimonials. So if you are looking to grow, you need to create content. And now if you have a podcast, that's great. Now you have long form. Mm-hmm. People don't, and not everybody consumes long form. So you got to shrink it up. And that's what we taught you guys today. If you guys have any questions on content, feel free. Go to businessbros.biz. There's Talk to the Bro as well. Schedule a 15-minute call with me, and I'll sit down and talk about your own strategy. What is it that you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? Do you want to start a podcast? Do you want to start creating content? Do you just want to meet with me once a month and let us handle it for you? We can help you do all those things. So businessbros.biz, schedule up a time. And I'd love to talk to you about that sort of stuff. Dude, Ham.
Yes.
Right, I just showed it to you. This is the first time like you sat down and watched how I did it.
Yep.
What'd you think? Now that you're doing your own little clips and stuff.
Yeah, a couple of questions here now. So first of all, what does it cost? What does it cost for the Adobe Premiere? What does it cost for the subtitles one?
So Descript, I think, was $12, $12 or $15 a month for Descript, right? But it saves you so much time. By the way, they offer a free trial, and I think it's like 2 or 3 hours worth of transcription. So like that clip was like a minute. So that would have been 1 minute out of your 120 minutes for their free trial. So give it a shot before you even buy it and see how useful it is for you. And then they have a $30 a month pro version where you can really modify like the audiograms and that sort of stuff and kind of make things, shift things around. As far as Adobe Premiere Pro, I'm paying $20 a month because of the teacher discount, right? So I think
is it just for Premiere, or is it like all of the Adobe products?
You get all of Adobe products: Acrobat Reader, Audition. You get
but you got the teacher discount.
I get the teacher discount, and I think regular price. I don't know what the regular price is, but definitely use it. And there are a lot of programs out there. Like literally, just do like a Google search or spend some time on TikTok looking at different editors. They'll give you different programs.
You mentioned a couple other ones. You mentioned Wondershare.
Wondershare is video editing.
Yep, video editing. Capital
fee.
Presence. They said Premiere Rush. That's another one.
That's another one.
What was the other one? The Fries, content fries. That's the one that you showed me yesterday.
So yeah, well, I'll show you guys Content Fries as well if you guys want to see that real quick. Do I have it open? I don't. Let me.
Is she talking about me?
What'd you say?
She said he always looks deep in thought. I'm like, is she talking about me?
Yeah, you do always look deep in thought. All right, hold on a second. I got to open this up.
She said yes.
So Content Fries, what do I use Content Fries for? I use Content
Fries. You gonna share
Fries.
your screen?
Yeah, I am. Hold on, I was doing the whole login stuff. So I use Content Fries to help me break things up. And I'm just going to give you the quick overview. By the way, Content Fries, I think, is $97 flat one-time fee. And what it does here is I can take a long form piece of content, for example. So this is Posh's stuff right here, right? This is Lisa's last time we've done stuff. This is for Lance's stuff that we've done. So basically I upload a full video here. And then what I do is, by the way, Bonnie, you get to see yourself on screen. All right. So this is Bonnie's episode, and literally I can hit play. And what I do is, as I'm watching the show, right? Let me mute that. As I'm watching the show here, all I got to do is hit the start button, and I listen to Bonnie, and I'm like, oh, that was a good clip. And then I hit the end button, and now I have created a small clip. And the cool thing about Content Fries, what it does is now that I've selected from my pillar content, now it will create all the content pieces that I'm looking for, and you can select if you want them in 1080 by 1080 or 1080 by 1920 for IGTV stories. And now you can download these individual files. And what I do with those individual files is now I take those and I use Adobe Premiere Pro because they're already formatted either in this format, the vertical format that I'm looking for, or in the square format that I'm looking for. And because I have my templates already in place, it's as quick as drag and drop to change things in and out of Adobe Premiere Pro. So I'm using a couple different tools just to kind of make things simple for myself. But every little piece is saving you time when you're creating content, right? Because that's really what it comes down to, ladies and gents. It's the time that takes up all kinds of different things on what you're doing in your day. You want to spend time with your kids. You want to spend time with doing other things, but you got to create content. So the process is important. So like we always do, dude, be of service to others. Hopefully you guys got some value on today's creating a video clip. Hopefully it got a little bit easier for you guys. Now you see how we do stuff. So we'll see you again mañana. Tomorrow is our favorite day of the week, Ham. SHIT.
So happy it's Thursday.
But until then, ladies and gents, we'll see you mañana. Peace. And we're out.
Thank you for listening to the Business Bros Podcast. Are you looking to get more clients or to increase your income? Hernan, the Business Bro, can help you generate referrals through the power of podcasting. And James, the Insurance Bro with Pipeline Insurance, can help you effectively add insurance to your existing business. If you are ready to create wealth today and generational wealth for tomorrow, email businessbros@csfirst.com to schedule a free consultation. Or join the Business Bros Network, www.businessbros.biz.